Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Luke with Premium Aquatics here, and today we're coming to you with, of course, another product that we're going to showcase here. I'm going to try and put it on my system. It actually came in broken to us. However, the damage is pretty minimal, so I should be able to just glue a few pieces together, get it running here, and see what it does for me. I'm excited to try it out. I've wanted to try it for a long time now and just haven't ever done it, but I want to see how it works. So I'm sure a lot of you have used this in the past or tried it in the past, and so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Okay guys, so today we are looking at an Icecap product. We feature several of their products. We love them. They're a great piece of equipment, and this should be no exception to that rule. Except I got to do a little gluing work because it did break in transit. And so, without further ado, this is going to mess with my lighting here a little bit because it's stark white. But, bam, the Icecap turf scrubber. This is the small 20-watt unit, and we'll go over everything here. Unfortunately, this little bracket here broke and this snapped free, so really easy fix for me to get this back up and running. All we need is this little piece right here, glue it back into place, and voila, we're good to go. Obviously, there's some lighting. I'll get that out, showcase it to you, but these units are great, fantastic, easy way to take care of excess organics, excess nutrients in your system. And the way that's going to work is you're going to plumb this system up right here to the water. It's going to go up through this ball valve into the top, and in the top, I don't know if you can see, you probably see better from the side here, but there's this mesh acrylic pad here, and as it comes up, it's going to go through this PVC up here, and it's going to waterfall cascading down this plastic piece. And what's going to happen is you've got two really powerful full spectrum LEDs on each side of it that's going to harbor algae. It's going to start algae growing on your system, and it's going to grow on this canvas mesh. Now what basically it's doing here is, instead of growing algae in your tank, and your algae in the tank is taking up all those excess nutrients, we want to focus the algae directly on this panel and let this take up the excess nutrients. Then as you're harvesting it, you're essentially taking those excess nutrients out. So it's a great way to kind of mitigate what might be going on in your system. If you're dealing with algae issues and you just can't seem to get rid of them, this is another great option to force algae into this location in hopes that then the algae will start dying out in your tank and you can focus it solely in this setup. So this is, again, the 20-watt unit. There's 3 units out there. This is a small. There's a 60-watt unit and a 120-watt unit, which are for much larger systems. Now, as you can see here on the right-hand side, we have 2 drains. This is your main drain right here, and then we also have a emergency drain in case for some reason your algae got so built up that it plugged up the bottom. You have an emergency drain to make sure it's coming out. Obviously, I would recommend putting this over your sump. That way, if something did happen and it overflows, it's going to come right out the top and it's going right back into your sump. No harm, no foul. But depending on how you want to set it up, whether you put it through your drain, you want to put it through your manifold, you want to put it through a separate pump. This one, they recommend only 250 ounce per hour, so it's not very meaty. So it'd be very easy to put it as part of your return pump, or just get a MaxiJet power head and put it in here, send it through, and away you go. To harvest it, really simple. All you're going to do is you're going to turn this ball valve, turn it off, loosen up this union, and that will allow you to, and because this isn't connected, I'm just going to yank this guy off. You'll remove the lid, and that essentially is going to allow you to pull up this netting. Then when you got this canvas up, just scrape some of it out. You don't want to remove all of it, because if you remove all of it, then you got to start fresh again every single time. So you'd like to ideally leave some algae here to help seed it and basically grow again. Because if you wipe it again, if you wipe it all clean, you got to start all fresh. You got to wait for that algae to bloom again on this piece. So ideally, you might clean half of it, 3/4 of it, whatever you find works best for you. You'll have to play with that, but I would start cleaning up maybe 3/4 of it and go from there and see how it works. Put it back in the tank, screw on that union, open that ball valve, and away you go again. It's that simple. And it's a great method. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. You know, if you got algae growing, it can grow on here, and then hopefully with a combination of everything that's growing on here, you don't have to worry about it in your tank anymore. And who can argue that? Now for the lighting portion of it, I'll open up these boxes here. You're gonna essentially, for the 20 watt unit, you're gonna get 2 of these bad boys. And these are just little clamshell LEDs, heat sink on the back, and they're going to mount onto the outside of this unit. I'll bring the unit back up. You have 2 of these lights, and they're going to mount onto the outside of this unit here, and that's going to put in tons of light right onto that canvas sheet. And how you want to set up your timer, a lot of people with refugiums and algae growth and that sort of thing generally go on the opposite cycle. So if your daylight is 8 hours, during the day, you can do 8 hours at night. Helps balance some of that pH stuff going on, but it allows for you to not have everything going on all at once during the day either. But that would be completely up to you. But really nice units, very simple to set up and put on, and really that's all there is to it. It's an extremely effective and easy method for getting algae away from your system, from your display tank. You're obviously still going to have algae because you have excess nutrients, so you're going to have it. It's just, where's it going to be? That's why we have refugium and chaeto. We try to use that chaeto to get the excess nutrients that we have in our system and let that chaeto devour it instead of having algae in our tank devour it. So here's another manner to combat that, is force the algae to be in this container over your sump, and then you can hopefully not deal with it inside your tank. So what I would do is get algae growing on that. Then after you have that, if you do have algae in the tank, clean it up as best you can. That way you don't have as much that are competing against each other, and hopefully the scrubber will take over. But that's all there is to it, guys. Short, sweet, super. Another way to combat that algae that we all despise. I personally, sometimes I don't mind it. You know what? Algae's out in nature. It's just what it is. But either way, that's a great way to take care of it, guys. I will put a link in the description below. As always, go check it out. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys are doing wonderful and having a great week. If you missed any of the shows, they've been great. Go check them out. And that sump, if you don't know who the winner is, go check that out. If you could have been the winner, we still have it here. So go check it out and see if that was you. But without further ado, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Love you. We'll see you in a few short weeks. Peace.